Good evening, though.
Good evening, Dishan. So why are we here today? Must be something interesting, right?
Of course it is. So today is not an ordinary day. There's a sense of speciality attached to it. So today is a day which is of paramount importance to all the accountants, as today is the International Accounting Day. So usually people celebrate this in order to promote the accounting profession and also to provide everyone with an opportunity to connect with their colleagues, and also give a chance for interested ones to pursue a career in accounting and finance. So we, the Department of Accounting and Finance, also thought that we could celebrate this day by sharing the experience of these wonderful accountants while having a coffee with style. So, guys, welcome to the very first episode of Coffee with Accountants by DEF. Now,
Yes. So to celebrate this event in the most interesting way, we have 4 real-world accounting practitioners with us today. Starting from this end, Mr. Chamath Sirivardhana, Senior Manager, Financial Reporting and Planning at Citizens Development Business Finance. Next, we have our own Ms. Dilini Disanayaka, Senior Lecturer attached to the Department of Accounting and Finance. Next is also we are having an NSBM member with us, Ms. Sanuji Ranwakar, Manager Finance NSBM. Our final member is Mr. Tharanga Madapuliarachi, Senior Manager Taxation and Payments, Nations Trust Bank. So, we welcome all of you to the inaugural session of Coffee with Accountants.
so guys, welcome. So how are you feeling? Are you excited to be a part of today's show?
Obviously, really excited.
Really excited, right? Alright, so I think then it's high time to move on to the very first segment, which is building rapport. So let me explain the nature of this segment. So we've got a couple of questions for each and every one of you. So these questions are mostly related to the experiences in your life and also career. So let's get started with, I've run out of proper adjectives. So I'd say the well-accomplished Chamath Sirivardhan. So how are you, Chamath? How are you today?
Doing very great.
Doing really great. Awesome. So Chamath is the Manager, Financial Reporting and Planning at Citizens Development Business Finance PLC. But now, that is not the most interesting fact about Chamath.
Yes, so let's find out.
Yes, the interesting fact is that he is the youngest manager at CDB. So that is an astounding accomplishment, and I'm pretty sure that must have been really hard for you to reach there. So how would you describe your journey so far in terms of career?
Best way that I can describe my journey with a single word. It's persistent. So I believe the continuous effort, in spite of whatever the obstacles coming in my way, is the, I would say, that's the key behind my achievement as the youngest manager. Actually, I am the youngest manager now. I'm now youngest senior manager now. So
Wow, that's brilliant. That's brilliant.
We'll discuss more, but the persistence is the key word.
Yes, that's really important for us to pursue perseverance in whatever we do. So, as a young academic, I was also truly inspired with whatever the facts that you shared right now. So, I've got another question for you. So, what is the biggest challenge that you have encountered in life, and how has it inspired you to excel at what you currently pursue?
Biggest challenge in my life, basically, in 2016. I took a decision to come to my current organization, CDB, because I was at KPMG at that time, moving out from as audit practitioner and coming to a mercantile segment. It's some kind of a biggest challenge that I have faced, and one of the biggest decisions that I have faced. But I believe I took a challenge and I have succeeded. So that's a challenge that I can remember.
Very well, thank you so much. So I believe we can move on to...
Yes, let's move on to Sanuji.
Yes,
So,
perfect.
you must have also had an interesting journey as an accountant. So, since we have so many aspiring undergraduates who want to be an accountant one day, would you like to share your journey with us?
Okay, Daupati and Kishan, thank you very much for inviting me. And I would like to share my life journey after Olivers actually. I will start with my Olivers. I sat for Olivers in 2003, I think it's around 17 years back, and I got 10 years for all the subjects. As a tradition, everybody, including my parents, wanted me to do science subjects. But I opted commerce because it was my dream. I saw my father working as an accountant And my elder sister has already elected to Sri Jadapur University, so it was my dream, so I opted commerce subjects. And later on, my mother accepted my decision, and one day she told me, if you want to do commerce, there is a professional program as well, AAT. Would you like to do that? And as a school kid, I wasn't very familiar with the professional courses in that time, and professional courses was not popular among school children in 2003. But I was curious and I asked my mother, can I do that with my higher A-levels? And she said, you just sit for the exams, that's all. Then I took the AAT course, and we had around 6 or 7 after all students with hundreds of working crowd. So we were the youngest in the class, and actually we topped our class at the exams, because we are really passionate about what I want to be, and we are working hard for that. And thereafter I did this AAT stage 1, stage 2 with A-levels. Very complicating, because I had to work a lot for that. And thereafter I stopped AAT and I focused on A-levels. Do you believe that working hard helped me to reach my pinnacle in 2006. I topped in Kandy district as the district first at the 2006 A-level exam, and I was the 7th in all island ranking.
What was your school, by the way?
I'm from Girls High School, Kandy.
Wow, that's interesting.
Okay.
And that's an astounding accomplishment.
Yes, thank you. And thereafter, I did my AAT stage 3, and I became the island first for advanced financial reporting.
Oh.
Thereafter, I got into Jadapur University, and I elected finance department and I started my chartered accountancy along with my university studies. And it was a very difficult period. I had to do chartered accountancy first for university exams, and I was under internship program at a audit firm, Jaising & Company.
Was that your first job?
Yes,
okay.
That was my first job. I started in early 2010, and also the problem was the finance department did not accept audit training as an internship program.
We also had the same experience.
So therefore, I had to do 2 alternative subjects along with research. I was in question. I don't want to explain that to you.
Okay.
Anyway, I continued for that, and I got the first class from the finance department. Meanwhile, I completed my chartered accountancy. Soon, within the shorter period, I did BIT as well. I got a diploma from the IT industry as well. And soon after, I got married, and thereafter I started my master's as well.
So you started your master's after getting married?
After getting married, just after getting married. And I got a merit prize from Postgraduate Institute of Management.
Oh, that's lovely.
I'm sharing this story with you, with these undergraduates, not to talk about myself, but to get an idea. If you are really passionate about our lives, if you are really passionate about what you want to be, and you work for hard, then you can achieve it easily. There's no stop. You can move forward easily.
That's
so
wonderful.
Be really passionate about what you are doing and work hard, and don't forget, we got results as an individual, but it is a result of teamwork. There are lots of friends behind me and around me. They shared their knowledge, they shared their experiences, and they were with us during the difficult times, and they are also very senior professionals in other companies that helped me to reach my status today. That's why I want to share with these younger graduates, because be passionate, do hard work, don't forget teams. That's the success factors.
Yes, so be passionate, don't forget, do hard work, and also you have to focus on perseverance as well.
Yes, so those are the learnings so far. I think she covered our second answer for the second question as well, where we were to ask what was the inspiring incident to be an accountant. I guess the starting point was your father being an accountant,
Yes.
and then you followed it through. So I think the story she shared recalled so many memories of ours too in this journey, but I think our undergraduates have so many things to learn from her story as well. So with that, we'll move to Taranga. So when looking at your career, we found out that you have experiences across diverse sectors of different fields in accounting. So how do you like to describe yourself in this journey about the experiences you gathered across industries?
Okay, so thank you, Draupadi. So first of all, as Sanuji also mentioned, I also bit passionate about this profession accounting, especially when I was in O-levels. When I was doing O-levels, I think that's the day I thought, I decided that I'm going to be an accountant, so this is what it is, that's what I'm going to do. So from that day onwards, so I was passionate about what I'm doing and selecting my A-level subjects and joining Japura and doing accountancy there and chartered accountancy as well. So in that journey, of course, even today, my ultimate objective is to be a chief financial officer in a, if it's a bank, of course, I'm glad, but I don't know, I'm okay to move to a different area as well. But the ultimate objective is to be a CFO, chief financial officer. So I know that, and I realize being a CFO and getting the knowledge required, like covering this entire finance discipline. So we need various areas to cover, like not only financial reporting or not only auditing, right? So there are so many areas coming under this profession. So that's why I wanted to cover everything. So of course, as a chartered accountant, I had to go through this training program at the audit firm, that is Ernst & Young. So that's where I started my career. So after that, I joined this again a financial reporting function at the WNS holding. After that only I joined the Nation Trust Bank. So there I was mainly involved in the MIS functions, where the budgeting, forecasting. So that is also a key pillar coming under the chief financial officer. And then I shifted within the bank again to this taxation pillar, right? So that's where currently I am. And of course, there are more areas to move, like life moves on. So even our careers are going on. So so before my retirement, need to be that place where I want to be. That's the chief financial officer position. So that's where I'm collecting experience. So that's what I'm doing right now.
Okay, so we wish you all the best to reach that ultimate goal someday, soon. So moving to the next question, who is your mentor in life? It can be any person or incident as well.
Okay, it's like this now. When I actually started the career at Ernst & Young as auditor, and that's the real beginning of this career. So there I met a manager called Mr. Dhammika Gunasekara. He's now partner at Ernst & Young. So I used to work with him, and he was like my head most of the time. He was I was working with him. So he gave me so much of guidelines, and the way, actually when I was joining the audit firm, it's like a pure start, like not only to the profession, maybe to our lives as well, because most of the areas like how to behave in a place, not like accounting, right? How to go to a, how to move with the corporate sector, how to communicate your English, right? So how to write an email. So there are so many things, and not only that, even how to staple a piece of paper, right? So there are so much of areas we had to collect, we had to learn from, especially from these audit firms. So therefore, that was a really good start, and this particular person called Mr. Dhammika, and he's a partner now. So he was my first mentor, and even after when I decided to leave the audit firm and join the commercial sector, then also he gave me so many advices. Yes, you have to leave, you can't stay here forever. So this is, if your path is like this, then this is where you need to be. If you are selecting this particular path, then you have to move like this. But if you are staying in the audit firm, that's also a good path. So you can continue, you can be an audit partner one day. Likewise, so he gave me, and even today, he's guiding me at various ways. Like now I am in the bank and I'm at a senior manager position, and he's the first person I gave the call to say that I got the promotion and I'm a senior manager at the bank now. So yeah, Mr. Dhammika Gunasekara, he's my mentor in this life.
Interesting. So next up we have our very own Dirini Disanaik. So I'm pretty much accustomed to call you Dirini Akka, but for this evening I'm going to stick to Dirini. I hope you don't mind, do you?
No, not at all.
Alright, so I'm pretty sure if I say that you're one of the most humble, kind-hearted, and most importantly innocent academics whom we get to associate with at NSBM. And you joined the academia right after your graduation, and now you are a senior lecturer attached to the Department of Accounting and Finance at the university. So how would you describe your journey?
Yes, Kishan, I think one thing that you mentioned was wrong, that is so innocent. For students, for you, it may be the people who know me very well, but for students, I'm like not very innocent.
I actually said it sarcastically.
Okay, that's fine. Now, the journey, if I describe my journey, as Sanuji mentioned, when soon after I got 9 A's and 1 B for my O-levels, everybody forced me to take bioscience, which I rejected in the first place. The main reason was in that time also I had the mindset that not to become accountant but to become a lecturer. So in the first shot I just want to enter to a government university. That was my main dream at that time when I was doing A-level. So I said my family members, my friends, because my school is Devi Balika. I think those who know about Devi, I think there are only one class. There's only one class for commerce section. Everybody took maths and science, most of them bio. So actually that is the most challenging time period I've faced with all of my friends. Nobody selected bio, only me selected commerce, and
No one selected
commerce.
Yeah.
So that's the main thing that I can remember, but I took the challenge and I faced very well. And in the first shy, I selected to Japura, and I accomplished my dream. But that in there also I just want to be not an accountant but to become a lecturer one day. So why I took chartered is actually I had some passionate about chartered accountancy. There also my mother asked me to take up CIMA if I like, but there also I rejected. No, I just want to do chartered. That's because my friends were doing chartered. Not that I analyze CIMA, CMA, chartered and ACCA, but I just want to be with my friends in our tuition classes. That's the main reason that I took up chartered. But there I am really happy today that I took chartered, because I was able to finish the chartered in a very short period of time. I think Chamat is in the same boat. We finished back in 2016 along with our degree. Yeah. So that was like very big. Now at that time I still can remember one of our friends who went to the convocation chartered. He had a Facebook status that I feel now he was become chartered accountant with us. He stated in the FB post, I feel like I'm touching sky, because that was superb hard journey ever. When we compare to the Japura degree, I think Sanuji also might agree with me. Chartered is very hard. Because it gave us lot of pressure mentally, physically, because I can still remember we had no leave actually. All the 7 days we were working, all the 5 days when we started our internship, I'm in the same audit company, that is Jaising and Company. From 9 to 5 we had to work. After 5 also sometimes we had to work in certain client places, and then 6 o'clock we have to start our lectures. From 6 to 8:30, no excuse. If we at least delay for 5 minutes, door is closed. They are not allowing us to let in. There were some lecturers like that. So that's the discipline maintained in Japura as well. So we have to overcome that challenge as well. So then after 8:30 to 8:30 we go. Normally we went home, and then there's no studying time anymore, so we have to sleep, and again in the next morning the journey begins and the rush begins. And in the weekends, unfortunately, we miss a lot of trips. the fun time with our friends, our family members even, because we have
So
to
you,
go through.
do you regret that now? The
Uh,
fact that you've missed all
regret-
those trips?
Yeah, I
Really,
could,
do you? So I
could-
thought you were enjoying.
No, I could enjoy most of my time if I have not taken this charter.
Ah, yeah, okay.
That's why.
That makes sense.
That makes sense, yeah. So, but at the end of this journey, I think we achieved the biggest thing. In that day also, I felt like I touched the sky, because we were so happy. And the second challenge I faced in my life was I got a chance that from chartered they had a syllabus revision. So if I faced all the 4 modules, all the 4 subjects in the last level, at the final level, if I faced 4, then I should not go for the new syllabus. So I took the challenge, but on the other hand, I have to face my last semester examination as well, which determined the class. If I missed at least single GPA, you know that, Kishan, because you got 3.98 by that time. So if I missed at least one, if my decimals deviate from 2 digit or 3 digits, I would miss
You would have missed it.
first class.
Yeah.
If I miss my first class, I would not be able to join NSBM
Yeah.
or join as a lecturer. So that also had in my mind. But at that time, my boyfriend actually inspired me a lot. He advised me, okay, don't be so stingy about the 2 things. Just leave one and focus one. But still, I still can remember the advice he gave. But I said no. I'll take the challenge. I'll manage both. Somehow I'll manage. So then I had to take both examination within 2 weeks period of time. That was the toughest period I still can remember in my life. So I faced the challenge, and I was really happy that I took the challenge, because I got the prize for one subject, that is Advanced Financial Accounting and Reporting. I was the prize winner, and I passed all the 4 modules at once in one shy, and also I got superb results for my final exam results as well. So both dreams were came
Both
to
dreams
reality.
came true, so that was really wonderful.
That was the toughest period I went. But now actually I'm enjoying the result of those decisions
Yes,
that
of
I have
course.
taken.
Yeah, that was truly inspiring. So thank you so much for sharing that experience
Thank
with
you.
us. But I've got a question. So you said those days your boyfriend said
Yeah.
so.
Now he's my
not-
husband.
He's your husband
Yes,
now, right?
yes.
All right. So I got another question, one last question for you. So how do you inspire the younger generation to pursue a career, specifically in accounting and finance field?
Yes, Gishan, the main thing that I witness, I think Daupadi and you also witness the same thing. The lacking thing in our undergraduates, as I can see, is they don't like to dedicate themselves, and they just want results overnight. And now I think Chamat and Taranga also would agree with me. They just want to go their career ladder very, very quickly. They don't have enough patience that we had back then. They need results, and sometimes even though they need results, they are not struggling enough to achieve what they have. So my advice for the undergraduate is always dream big, and dream vividly, and dream colorfully. When you dream big, definitely you can achieve that. Not dreaming only, dream always stimulate your brain to achieve that. So if you have enthusiasm, the only word I can use is enthusiasm. If you have that, your mind will bring you to that goal. That's my advice.
Thank you so much. So that remarks the end of the first episode. So I think we can break for a coffee. Thank you very much. So stay tuned. Right, welcome back to Coffee with Accountants by DAF. So I believe we can move on to the second segment, which is Pick an Answer.
Yes, so since we were discussing more or less serious stuff during the last segment, we are going to go into a little bit of fun segment. This segment is Pick an Answer. So as you can see, we have a bunch of questions in this bowl. So we will be having 2 rounds. Each of you will have to select 2 questions, but one at a time. In the first round, you can choose one, and in the second round, you can choose the other. So you can, after picking the question, you can give it to me. I'll read it out loud for you all. So
He
the
says
lucky
that those are not acting, right? Not acting
no, no, no,
questions.
no, no.
Not acting
The
questions.
lucky ones will get easy questions. Others, I don't know. So let's find out.
How you define it? It's difficult.
Subjective is.
So that basically depends on your luck.
Yes.
This time also I am first to go.
Well, let's start from
No,
this
no, no,
side.
no,
Yeah, we'll
Start
start
from
from
this side
Karan.
as well. I'll pick pink one.
Okay.
Any special?
We believe
Well-
that you are reading the same thing in that piece of paper.
Yes, it's an
You
easy
are not adding
question.
anything.
So what is the one word that best describes you?
Only one word, right?
Yes. Just one word that best
Has
describes
plenty of
you.
words.
So
It
passionate.
seems
Passionate.
passionate. Perfect. Okay, two must-dos and must-not-dos in a relationship. Be it professional, personal. I repeat.
Okay. Two
Let's
must-dos.
take a
Okay,
personal
two
relationship.
must-dos. And one, it's professional or personal. Integrity
Mhm.
is a must because we need to. We are all human and we have relationship. We built up with the relationship. And the second is must do. Don't forget
Mhm.
your past.
Mhm.
That is because it's our foundation.
Mhm.
Yeah, our life is built on that foundation.
Mhm.
Two must do's, no? Then don't do's.
Yeah, must not do's, yes.
Don't regret.
Okay.
We have some bad things and bad experience. It's already history. Don't regret. It's already past and we are going to a future and we should live it present. And don't harass people because I'm talking with one of my experience, and I said I did double AT after my O-levels, and I went to a tuition class, an accounting tuition. Sir always harassed me verbally in the class, saying I will put it in Sinhala. And he used to say it regularly, but I didn't care it. I went to that class regularly because he is one of the very best. He is the best lecturer in that stream. But ultimately, we became very good friends. So don't regret and don't care, and you move forward your life.
And don't harass people.
Don't harass.
Yes. So I think we can.
So with that we
Mine?
can
Okay.
Cham.
Yes.
So let's see what's inside.
Hopefully not a big question.
Yeah. So this would be a surprise.
Okay.
Any surprising fact about your career that many people don't know?
Any surprising factor? Oh, okay. My career, it should be my career,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah.
If you
So-
want to switch to any other
Okay,
division,
okay.
you can.
So I tell one of the good example because since you already don't know, because I am also a prize winner in ACCA, not a Sri Lankan prize winner, and it's a
Global.
world prize winner, world number 1. The thing is, I am not that much good at my language, okay? Because my hometown is Goal. I am grown in a family background where not that much exposed to a English language background. So I can't even believe how I got the prize. Because believe me, I haven't gone for any classes, and did whatever the entire subject, the P5 performance management, and believe me, it is not a subject with sums. You have to write a lot and self-study by looking at the study facts and all those things. There are a lot of ACC students, 176 countries, if I am not mistaken, 176 countries, the students are doing this ACC exam, and out of them, I was like number 1. And when I tell this story, no one believes.
Yeah,
I chose a It is one of the biggest surprise for me in my life. Actually, I don't know who has marked my paper. Thanks God and thanks to him. This is the only prize, and believe me, that was the exam. I thought this is my last exam that I am doing in my life, because I am from Japura. And I got some exemption for ACCA. Out of the 14 subjects, I got 9 exemptions, and 5 subjects I only had to sit for 5 subjects. So CA I have completed. Then after CA only I have came to ACCA, and believe me, I thought, okay, this is the last paper that I am doing, and you don't believe how I have paid my exam fees. It's like my mother took a pawning or a gold loan, we'll say gold loan, she gave me the money, and I did with that pressure as well, because it's a lot of, I think it's like 25,000, 30,000, something like the examination fees. And with that pressure, I sat for the exam, and I believe this is the last paper. Here after that, I will not doing any professional exams, and I have done it as well. After that, I haven't set for any professional examination, and that's one of the biggest surprise for me, and I believe it's the biggest surprise for you as well.
Exactly. So that was
Normally it is happening in once the A-level is passed, students are
Yeah.
telling happy class and so but this is normally happening, but everyone thinks that I am also bluffing that way, but it is not the truth.
So that was like profoundly surprising,
Yeah.
and that was a really touching story. So I'm pretty sure that you must be really happy for who you are today. So amidst all the troubles and difficulties, so you have reached here today. So I believe that you must be really proud of who you are.
Yeah, definitely.
So hats off to you.
Thank you.
And as a young academic, I was also truly inspired by that story. So thank you very much
Thank
for
you
sharing
very
that
much.
with us.
Yes. So, let's see.
May it be the most difficult question.
No, I think she'll be the best person to answer this question.
Uh-huh.
What is the best piece of advice you would love to give someone?
Not
Give
to a
someone,
student.
not to
Yeah,
students.
Not
not
even
to
a student.
students, yeah.
We don't specify anyone. You
Uh-huh.
can go ahead with it.
Any advice?
Any
in general.
advice.
In
Yeah.
general.
So don't be too generic as well.
Uh-huh.
You can relate it to your personal experiences
Yeah.
as well.
Okay. Right. In general, when you love someone, when you are in an affair, do not cheat that person. Love broadly. Love should come from bottom of your heart. That's my main advice. Then you will return. You will receive a very nice and very colorful love one day as a return.
Uh-huh.
So that's one of my personal experiences as well. So do not cheat in love, right, Kishan?
I don't know why you specifically mentioned
No, I
that.
just
I'm
asked because you two
flabbergasted.
are the moderators.
Jana, I want to interrupt. Is it today is your anniversary or something? Beginning boyfriend and love. She's like,
No, in general, because love is very familiar thing to everyone.
Okay.
Exactly, yeah, it's a
Yeah.
universal
Yeah.
language. So
Yeah.
it's always good to
Yeah,
comment on
universal
that.
language, of course.
I was expecting a political advice.
Okay, so let's start off with.
There's another round, right?
Yeah, that's another one. Once again. So let's see what's inside. What or who are your most precious possessions?
Question again.
What or who are your most precious possessions?
Okay, so who is the person I value most?
Person or a thing? Anything.
Okay, so I have a little daughter, so
Oh.
she's the one actually.
Okay, perfect.
So I got very easy questions. One word.
yeah.
Very lucky.
Very long question.
So, have you ever faced a situation where you have felt like giving up because of your career workload? So, how have you coped with it?
Actually, I had one time, and I have to explain that. In 2016, in the beginning, first quarter of the year, and my boss was on maternity leave. I had to look after the entire finance division, and I was doing MBA. And
This was at NSBM.
No, not MBA.
No, I mean you're explaining the experience
Yes,
that you've
at-
at NSBM, right?
I was working at NSBM, and NSBM Green University was planned to open in September.
Oh.
So assume the workload we had, I had only 2 subordinates. So the workload was enormous and I couldn't cope with it. And there were sometimes, sometimes came and scolded us and I had so many problems and there were directors coming asking this and that and I didn't have much time to complete this task, and because I was working around from 8:30 to 9:30 p.m., 10 p.m. Sometimes I was alone at NSBM. The premises was in Nugegodi in the 6th building, and nobody comes to that floor after 6:30. Everybody is scared of that floor after 6:30. So I had to work, and sometimes I went home and I said to my husband, I can't work, I want to quit and I need my freedom. This is not my life. And I had so many grievances. And the best thing is he listened to me patiently and said, you can't change your pillow for your head. There will be another problem in a new place. So you have to face that. Take time and you will have an answer one day. So anyway, I continued, and later on in the May, my Miss Kailashini came and she took off her responsibilities, and I felt very felt my freedom. And actually I wanted to quit my job, but anyway I retained that because of my husband's work. But I'm really happy about that because I got so many things thereafter, and the experiences, knowledge, and the skills, and the team, and everything is part of that life.
Yes, thank you very much for sharing that experience. So I believe at some point in life, we must have faced the similar situation or same situation. So, but we have to cope with stress. We have to be smart enough to face it and learn something out of it. So I think we can...
We have blank papers, no?
Don't take blank papers, no.
Hopefully this is not a surprise this time.
But that surprise gave you a chance to explain.
Yeah.
Something surprising, so let's see. Okay. This is again a little bit of a difficult question.
Okay.
Because yeah,
Today is not my day.
if you get a chance to change your career,
Okay.
would you do so? What would you choose and why?
Actually, it's a difficult in the sense, maybe my boss is sometimes. How should I tell that? It's like this. First, I will say I'm not going to change my career because I had a dream and I am going after my dream. Like Tarang also explained, because my intention is not limiting to CFO, and I have intention to go for like a CEO as well. But anyway, I had to pass the CFO step. So that's why I have geared up my life, and that's why I am youngest manager as well, and I am in that path. So I don't want to have any disruption to that particular path, because I personally love, because if I say the accounting is standard and financial management, most of the students may not love those things, but I personally love those things, and I believe I am there to go after that position. Another thing is to give an answer for the question, Draupadi, what is the career that you are selecting if I am going to move out? Definitely I will be a lecturer. So the reason is, I believe normally now we are contributing the country, because myself and Taranga both are in financial services sector. We are contributing this country in the financial system, because everyone knows it's one of the important segment in the country. And I believe the lecturing is also very much important. Yes, you all are doing, and we have to salute them, because you are reshaping and you are building the future of this country and this system, entire economy. So if I get a chance, because I am doing part-time lecturing as well, if I get a chance, I will definitely move to that, and I want to give this message to the youngsters, and I want to make some kind of a big impact and do some kind of change on their mind. So that's why I am going to select the lecturing.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, so he gave us strategy.
Well, just
and-
one is
No,
remaining.
this one you can read it though.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
give it to me. I'll prefer to read it. We'll see what you've got. Okay, this is a formal question. So what personal traits of you have helped you to become let's say this says a professional accountant, but I'd say an academia, or to be in the academia.
Personal traits.
Yes.
Perseverance. Number
Perseverance.
One. Perseverance and the dedication.
And the dedication.
And never ever give up in front of anything that you face, anything difficult and anything you face, anything comes in your journey, do not give up. That's the thing.
Okay, thank you very much. So that remarks the end of the second segment. So I believe now we can move on to the final segment, which is rapid fire. Alright, so welcome back to the Coffee with Accountants by DAF. So we are at the final segment, which is rapid fire. So as the name suggests, you have to be real quick when you're answering the question because it's rapid fire. So we've got 3 questions for each and every one of you. We are giving the answers as well. Not just the question, we are going to give the answers as well. So you just have to either select or rank the questions or the answers. We'll start off with our dear Sanuji.
Yes. So while being rapid, remember to add a bit of fire as well. So Sanuji, if you were not an accountant, what would you most likely to become? Rank in order of your preference. Lawyer, singer, doctor, journalist.
Doctor,
Mhm.
lawyer,
Mhm.
seeker, journalist. I
Oh.
can.
Yes, so the second question. If you are given the chance to pursue another professional qualification, which you currently have as well, but another one, what would you pursue? Rank in order of your preference. Slim, CIMA, CIPM, CFA.
CFA, CIPM. What's the next two?
Slim and
and
CM.
CM.
CMA and SLIM.
Okay. So the final question, since you are a good singer, as we have evidence in certain instances,
Okay, thank
if you get the chance to do a duet, who would you choose? Rank in order of your preference. Victor Ratnayaka, Sunil Edirisinghe, Shihan Mihiranga, and Ridma Veerawardene.
Ritma Veerawardene is my first choice. I am listening to his all songs. And second one is?
You have
Ritma.
Victor Ratnayaka, Sunil Edirisinghe, Shihan Mira.
Sunil Edirisinghe is the next, because I think he is one of the very nicest singer in country, and we have so many experience at our university with Sunil Edirisinghe and Victor Ratnayaka. I don't know, he will join me to sing. And Shihan Mihiranga, yes, and he is the last, but I like him as well.
Okay, so next up we have Dilini Disanayaka. Okay, so the first question, so this is an easy one. In your experience, what is the most difficult accounting and finance related module for the students?
For the students.
For the students. Advanced financial reporting, advanced accounting theory, investment and portfolio management, corporate finance.
AAT, Advanced Accounting Theory,
Uh-huh.
then Investment Portfolio Management,
Mhm.
next Advanced Financial Reporting, the
Mhm.
last one is Corporate Finance.
Corporate finance. So corporate finance is really easy because you're the one who is teaching.
I'm teaching all the 4. By experience, I know that's the correct rank.
Okay,
by
perfect.
experience.
Okay, the second one, another easy question. According to your opinion, what are the most important traits that an aspiring accountant should possess? Rank in order of importance, integrity, objectivity, sociability, and tolerance.
Tolerance number 1,
Mhm.
then integrity,
Mhm.
and what are the other 2?
Objectivity and sociability.
Objectivity and sociability.
Okay, the final and the most interesting question, since you're a fan of cricket, if you were a singer and if you could date one of the following cricketers, who would you choose? Banuka Rajapaksa, Dasun Shanaka, Ashane Bandara, and finally we have
Lakshan Sandakan.
Lakshan Sandakan.
So I have to pick one.
No, you have to
You
rank.
have to rank.
Okay. Dasun Shanaka,
Uh-huh.
Banuka Rajapaksa,
Uh-huh.
other 2
Ashane
Ashay, and the other one is
Lakshan.
Lakshan Sandak.
Okay, perfect.
Yes, so now we are going to move to Chamat. First question, since you are an all-rounder, when we listen to you, this would be a little difficult question for you.
I am very difficult.
Is If you had to choose only one out of the following, what would you choose? Career, family, and friends.
Family.
Family. Okay. Then the second question.
So easy question.
Easy.
First one is.
Easy.
It's an easy question. So why do you say that?
Yeah.
It's like this because ultimately we do career to maintain my family. Because we are not keeping family to maintain the career. So the family is everything for me because I also got a little baby girl, 11 months old. So I believe family is everything for me. If the family life is not success, he can't be success in career life as well. There should be a balance between your family life as well as professional life. So the best thing is first look after the family life, then look after the career life. Most of the time, most of the accountants and most of the professionals don't know how to balance this. That's why ultimately they are climbing up the ladder and they are not climbing up their family life as well. So that now there are some concepts as well because all of you have married, I guess, and there are some because family is very one of the precious thing. Since are you married? No, you might realize how it's important after you got married, and yeah, that's the reason.
Okay, perfect.
Second one. If you had to choose a different area to pursue your career, what would you choose? Rank in order of your preference.
I think he has answered that anyways. That's
Yes.
okay.
I had look select one from this, right? Okay. Go
No,
ahead.
there is a list.
I
you
had
have to
rank.
rank.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, it okay.
Investment banking, risk management, banking, and forex.
Banking is the thing that I am doing at the moment.
Yes.
First banking, then investment banking, and what are the other two?
Risk management and forex.
Forex.
Forex and risk management.
Okay. Final question. As per your experience, what are the most frequently used window dressing techniques in accounting? Rank in order of frequency of occurrence. So this question we are asking not to promote, but just to get an
You
idea.
asking what I am doing?
The organizations in general.
Okay.
So the list is leading and lagging payments,
Okay.
creation of general reserve, excess or less amortization of fictitious assets, under overvaluation of inventories.
Can you repeat the
Leading and-
four?
Yeah, leading and lagging payments.
Yeah.
Creation of general reserve, amortization of fictitious assets, and valuation of inventory.
I believe I am referring to my industry. So the first one is creating general reserves,
Reserves.
and then leading and lagging payments, and third one amortization of fictitious assets, and the last one is what?
Valuation. Of
Valuation.
inventory.
Valuation. Yes.
Okay.
Because we can't play with the valuation. Most of the time in our industry, we need to get the valuation from independent valuers. We can. There are a lot of ways where I don't want to communicate. Because, even we can do up to something, but it's independent value, and I don't want to disrupt that word independent. So it's, we believe very less probability to play some
Valuation of inventory.
games with manipulate valuations.
Okay.
Okay, so our last guest, Tarang. Okay, so the first question. From a financial service provider's perspective, what is the major reason for the corporates to struggle nowadays? Rank in order of severity, debt management issues, working capital management issues, inaccurate investment choices, improper ways of dealing with stakeholders.
The third one, what's the third one?
Inaccurate investment choices.
Yeah, that's the first reason.
Uh-huh.
Okay, then stakeholder comes next.
Uh-huh.
Then third one would be the second one. What's the second one?
Working capital
Working
management.
capital mechanism. Then finally
And
the
debt
debt.
management.
Yeah.
Second question, when you are giving out a loan to a company, what is the most important factor that you would consider? So these are some, not the exact factors that we consider. So just to get an idea, profitability, revenue growth, liquidity, growth in share price.
What's the second one? I'm sorry, I might be
That's okay.
short-term memory loss.
Profitability, revenue growth, liquidity, growth in share price.
Revenue growth is I'm considering the first one, right? So it's not the present, like in future he have the capacity, so we need to give the loan. Then of course increased growth in the share price, then profitability, and the third one would be the last.
Finally, if you're not married, okay, so since I know you're married, but if you're not married, whose marriage proposal would you accept?
Okay.
Marketer, chartered accountant, nursery teacher, nurse.
I'll take chartered accountant because I'm already married to a chartered accountant. No, life is easy when both are in the same profession. The understanding is really, really high. So I will go
Okay.
with the chartered accountant.
Okay, so thank you so much. So I think we've reached to the end of the program. I believe we all had fun, didn't we?
Of course,
Of
and
course,
I
yes.
believe that they have done their
Yeah.
job properly, and also they have done their homework.
The thing is, I never expect this kind of a discussion because I thought that we are invited to do some kind of professional and all kind of.
Yeah.
I think we gave professional advice in a different
A
way.
different way,
Okay.
right?
It's good to have this kind of. and-
Because you are in very stressful environment, actually for just for
So,
1 hour,
yeah.
2 hour, you are relieved.
Okay.
And also this is one of very memorable experience in my life,
Oh.
sharing our experience with
Experiences,
young graduates
exactly.
especially. And thank you for inviting us, and this is
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
We are.
And you two are really awesome. Hats off to you. You have done a very good job.
And I have one message that I want to convey.
Uh-huh.
And this is the very first time that I am in NSBM Green University.
Uh-huh.
And believe me, I am impressed from the gate itself. I am impressed for some factors because I am from government universities, and last few decades we had some debate government university and private universities. But my message is, whatever the university you comes out, you are going for the career market. So after that, no one cares where you are from, whether you are from government university or the private university. But most of the time, what is more important is we believe that the cream goes to the government university and other students are coming from the private university. But don't let it happen. You also can do this. You can change this, and you have to fight this, whatever the cream we call it. And there are a lot of experience that we can share. A lot of people who has gone to that extent, and I wish you all the very best, and the undergraduate as well to go
Thank
that
you very
extent.
much.
We, from our bottom of our hearts, we are actually wishing everyone for an endeavorous future. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. So I believe it's time to wrap up. And thank you very much for being part of today's show. So we all learned a lot from these wonderful accountants. So until we see you next time,
Yes.
goodbye and have a pleasant
Goodbye.
evening. Thank you.